Welcome to the StockMatter.com studios here in the Black Hills of South Dakota. I'm your StockMatter Brian Johnson, making professional trading simple. And, well, what can I say except for, this is kind of becoming my catchphrase actually, lather, rinse, repeat. Markets were up today. I know a lot of people woke up and probably thought there might be something brewing on the bear side today, but just another opportunity to buy in at a better price for the bulls. My strategy that I've been telling you about over the weekend for the last couple weeks has been working very well, and that is get long towards the morning, get out at the end of the day, and just wait for the next day to open before you get back in again, thereby reducing your risk overnight and still getting great opportunities at some trades during the course of the day. So we had a gap down in the morning and a move right back up again all day long. So really, nothing obviously broken from the bull side, and it's apparent by the chart in front of you. Here is the Dow on a 60-minute, and we've had a move down here, retest, right back up here to retest the high of this channel, come back into very nice support here, which is where we ended last week. Opened up down here and ran up the rest of the day. So the markets continue to show some bullish behavior. Now we did kind of bump our heads against this 10,800-ish area up in here. Closing back down below it. So yes, there's a potential double topping area up here, but I mean, really, if you're bearish on the market, you're just kind of reaching if you're just looking for excuses up here. There's no real reason to be super bearish on the markets. I don't know how many times I can say it over the course of umpteen videos. I am still bullish, but cautiously bullish in the short term. And cautiously bullish is working very well for me. Taking trades in the morning, getting out of them by the end of the day, because I always seem to get a really good entry the very next day from the bull side. I will get bearish, and I am still longer term bearish on this. I do believe this move up is unsustainable. There's going to have to be a larger pullback than what we've seen. Maybe we make an entire month where it goes basically straight up. That would be an incredible run by the markets, but what goes up has to come down eventually, and we will get a bigger pullback, and I'm really waiting for that because I still believe that when it happens, we're going to see some big red bars, and a lot of people are going to go, oh man, should have listened to that Brian guy and got short when it broke these certain levels. But only when it breaks these certain levels. At this point, if you're going short, you're just trying to guess at a top, and there is definitely plays to the short side up here, but you really have to be cautious about your trading to do it. You have to know what you're doing and make sure you're setting stops. Protect yourself. So continue to play it to the upside, but be very cautious holding for any length of time. From a daily standpoint, you can see, look at us just holding on just barely to this blue line that I have drawn in here. This is kind of our line in the sand. But look at the overhead. What was resistance has now become support. We're bouncing off of it very well, putting in a high base. Yes, it is. That's right, folks. So I hope you're learning something from these videos. It's very important that you not only take notes, but that you actually learn from the videos. I'm all about teaching you to fish and not necessarily giving you a fish. So I hope you started to recognize this as a high base formation. That is ultimately bullish as long as it can stay above this blue trend line. Things are still intact from a bull side. Any break below this 10,700-ish area starts to get me a little bit more bearish on the markets. Ultimately, I'm looking for breaks back down into here. But now with this rising trend line coming in here, below 10,700, we get a close below that. Maybe we see some sort of a pullback happen. But until then, it's still up and away for the bulls, even though it's just a slow grind. NDX on a 60-minute, you can see here up 17 today. A monster move by the NASDAQ, which would be expected. NASDAQ's very strong. I think I mentioned too that I didn't know if this we had a little break here of this channel, gap down today, but obviously was bought right back up again. So still a lot of buying going on down here. The bulls aren't going away anytime soon. Bears aren't even trying at this point. So this is just opportunity after opportunity for the bulls to get in at a better price now that we're up and above this overhead resistance area. See if it'll hold, and if it does, we're right back up into where, yep, 1960, 1970 area, which coincides with some areas I have on the weekly. As you can see here on a daily, still nothing broken, not even retesting the blue line yet. From a weekly standpoint, here right back up to the 1960, 1970 area. Once again, weekly, it's only Monday. Anything can happen, so very, very premature. However, SPX, what did I call? We are in a bull channel with a bull flag coinciding with support and 50 period moving average support. Breaking out above it was your entry. Sure enough, it worked out very well. So this is absolute textbook TA, guys. If knowing this would help you, please write me, call me, something, and we'll talk about it, because this is absolute textbook TA. Your break was right above here, above that 20 period moving average, was actually a very good place to go long. Would have made you a whopping 3 points today. Woohoo! But actually, more important, you can see that the bull case is still in play here. Still not a lot to trade necessarily from the indice and ETF standpoints, but that's when we turn to stocks. SPX on a daily, look how it did start below it, but by the end of the day, and the closes are what I'm looking at, keeping its head above water, but just barely. Where's my line? Yeah, it's still back here, 1150. Watching for more of a more steady break below 1150. But as it is right now, it's still a high base formation. Any push back up and over this 1170 area takes us right back up into probably 1180-ish, if not higher. You can see us slowly grinding our way upwards. Maybe we make this 1225 area. 60 points away, certainly doable, but man, it's going to take quite a push. Something special is going to have to happen to really get this thing up into that area. But is one of my overhead target areas if we continue on this slow grind to the upside. It is Monday, though. Anything can happen, so we'll visit that come Thursday. Here's the VIX. Look at that. Big gap up. Yeah, no fear in the market. Coming right back down again. Right back into this lower level of support with the blue trend line and the green support line, both holding it very nicely. Any breaks below that take it back to the dotted line and or this green line maybe eventually. Don't expect that would happen all in 1 week. But if this is what we're watching here, just ultimately, really, guys, overall, no fear. Just no fear in the market. Still not being shown in the options positions as either. Apple on a 60-minute, I did make mention